Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the FSL Mobile Legends Bang Bang Tournament, and this is the Philippines edition. My name is Aries, and brought to bring you the third place as well as the grand finals, which are taking place today. Remember, it's a best of 3 tournament, but the grand finals is going to be a BO5. So in case you missed out on anything, well, this is how the brackets kind of look at this point in time. You do see the teams are pretty close, or rather we are drawing the tournament close to an end, and you know, third and fourth place will have the same price, and that's 1,000 diamonds. Second place is 2,000, and then you know, in first place they will walk away 4,000 diamonds. So that's a lot of points to play for, or diamonds to play for. And the first match of the day, it's gonna be Bren Esports Victress up against Nexplay Predator Tempest, and I think the teams are already ready. So without further ado, I'm just gonna jump straight into the first game. So there we have it coming up on your screen right now. This is gonna be the first game of the day, and pretty excited to see how the draft will go. I mean, it's pretty much, I would say it's pretty much gonna be the same as the other tournament, but so far, you know, the whole tournament has been pretty similar in terms of draft. I don't think we have seen anything that's too different coming out of them, and obviously I think we will see something that might be a little bit similar as we head into the grand finals. But for now, third placing match between these two teams. Bren Esports Victress, they choose to ban out Lupa and Popo, or Popo and Lupa, and they're gonna be picking banning out the Hylos as well. Bruno and Chao getting banned out, and that's gonna be Bren Esports Victress picking up the Asmurda. And then they also go for the Dyrov. So this is gonna be the first Dyrov we've seen. Remember, the third and the fourth place will have the same price. So hopefully, it is just purely pride on the line now, because they've got pretty much the same price to play for. Obviously, the grand final is gonna be a lot different. I assume that the team that we're gonna be seeing will play a lot more aggressively, and hopefully they do. But for now, we're gonna see MPT pick up the Tamus as well as the Masha. I'm not sure about the Masha pick. I feel like the Masha pick is a bit early, and you know, it is still a decent fighter, especially with Cho getting banned out. You don't really have much choices left, and they pick up the carry as well. Claude being left open for both sides. I'm guessing the MPT will either ban out the Claude, or they will ban out the Granger. I think either one is okay. It's not too bad of a ban if they choose to ban either one, and then you know, Bren Esports Victress can then pick whatever is left between the two. I don't see them going for anything out of the ordinary. I mean, Valor's also open. Valor is pretty decent on Bren Esports Victress side. They need the Valor for themselves, and on Bren Esports Victress, I'm definitely looking to take out the Valor. I think Valor's will suit into MPT's draft because it will stop. Okay, at this point in time, I'm not sure what's going on. They banned Natalia, which I do agree Natalia is very useful, and it might just be set up a team fight comp, and you know, they don't want to have their MM under threat, so that's why they banned Natalia. That's the only reason why I think they will ban it out. MPT, they pick up the Buxa. They have a pretty solid tanky draft, I would say. You know, you got the Tamus, you've got the Masha, you've also got the Buxa picked up. But yeah, I want to see between these two teams who's gonna go for that Claude, or rather, will Bren Esports Victress go for the Claude? MPT is definitely not going for. They already picked up the carry. Yeah, Kimi is fine, but that's gonna, they have a lot of magical damage. I think that raw physical damage is kind of lacking. Although they do have the Jawhead, and Jawhead late game does a ton of damage. I still feel like picking up a Claude would have been a lot better there. Although that being said, you know, the Sun MPT don't really have a lot of squishy targets. But yeah, MPT, they definitely should go for the Valor. The Valor will fit in the draft pretty well. You know, it does help to push away the Jawhead. It's effective against the Asmurda. It's also kind of effective against the Atlas to a certain point. I think it just works really well in the draft, so that's what I feel. So MPT, yep, they go for it. It's pretty decent per se. I don't think there's anything too wrong about either side draft. It's pretty okay. I feel like MPT does have that slight edge if they can, you know, fend off that early game damage coming up from Bren Esports Victress, especially the Kimi, and you know, that's if they go into the late game, and that's where the carry becomes very dangerous.
Welcome to Mobile Legends! 5 seconds till the enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash them! All troops deployed!
Alright, so we are finally back, and like I said, we're gonna be seeing these two teams fight it out for that third placing spot. And obviously Bren Esports Victress looking to apply a bit of pressure in the jungle. They are taking quite a bit of damage from the Atlas, and that's gonna be a burst fireball coming through. Just good enough to get the first blood for themselves. Atlas will be the first one to go down. Draw it in kind of a 1v1 skirmish, although the rest of Nexplay are catching up, and they should be able to get a double kill. And yeah, Nexplay Predator Tempest bragging rights up for grabs for both these two teams, and I'm guessing that, you know, Bren Esports Victress, they wanna exploit this as murder, because if you look over to the side of Nexplay, they do have the carry, and that's gonna be a bit of a threat to the as murder. But you know, if she plays like decent first half of the game and she does keep the Marsha in check, I think she wouldn't have too much of an issue on this top lane. I mean, they don't really look like they're ganking they're going to gank the top lane anytime soon, so I'm not too worried for that. I'm more concerned about the Marsha and whether or not she can hit that late game, although you know, this early game, I would say early game advantage that the side of Nexplay have. The fact that they managed to get the 2 kills, I think that's gonna help snowball into a chain of events that could allow the Marsha to have the freedom on top lane if Bren Esports are forced to rotate. But now they're gonna start sieging that tier 1 tower. Bucks are gonna come up to the top lane to help as well. They might be even able to get a kill onto Muted. One more shot should do the trick, but Cole's there to make sure that her tank will get out safely. Meanwhile, Carry gonna go back to base as the bot lane. Don't think we'll see too much of a drama on the bottom side. You know, Tamu's in his jaw hit, nothing really aggressive from coming out of these two. They might just trade a little bit of blows. Oh, good ejector there as well. And Madame, I don't think they can. She can kind of bring down Keanu Reeves. She's kind of used her Cauldron Inferno a bit early for my liking, and obviously not fully making use of the regen that it's gonna allow her to output Keanu Reeves. So she's doing decent with the Molten Size, right? She's trying to lay down whatever damage she can. Meanwhile, mid lane, Muted's gonna be babysitting Colleen throughout this match. Pretty sure Colleen's gonna go for the BOD. Meanwhile, bot lane, I think that is going to be a Q on Madame, and they should be able to pick up Turtle along the way. So that is a mini comeback for Bren Esports Victress at this point. You know, they've taken over in terms of goal lead, and we could even see our first major team fight. They managed to secure the Turtle, but now ejected as well. One more time to throw Roche over the wall. They're going to get the kill onto the Atlas, and now they are even going for Keanu Reeves. Don't think Bucks is going to pursue this. He's dropping really low, but Roche, she really wants this kill, or at least Try to stop this red buff from getting taken out. It gets stolen by the carry. Oh no, it doesn't. It gets secured by Colin. But Triss is dropping so low. No way out for this Sicilian. And Nexplay, they will increase the lead 4-1. And obviously they can look to now push out the bot lane. They kind of swap sides, so Tamus is going to go up against the Asmother. A good choice on Nexplay's part, in my opinion, because she's obviously not going to do very well against the Jawhead. Jawhead is going to just pop those smart missiles every single time Tamus jumps on her. So I think that's a better lane matchup. But immediately Madame getting ganked at the top side, nothing that she can do. She tries to run, and the Fatal Links will bring her back into the fight. All the way back to the base she goes. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Masha up against this Jawhead, kind of a new contender down in the bottom lane. And Keanu Reeves, she senses that something is wrong. Goddess trying to slow it down. One more shot should do the trick. Just slightly out of range of the burst fireball. And they're gonna just give up this tier 1 at the bottom. Look at how quickly they're taking it. Meanwhile, top side, Baxia doing a good job at slowing down this push. Colin desperately trying to push down this tier 1. And she did manage to hold on long enough for Madame to return to lane, but we could see Madame instantly falling. Gaza now charging up. Dancing Cascade, it will secure that tower first. And I'm sure Madame's gonna go down for the 3rd time in this game. But I'm not being able to really do much there, I would say. Etty already on the turtle. Immediately using that Thunderclap. And no steal there coming for Keanu Reeves. Good job by Eddie to secure the turtle. Meanwhile, middle lane, Searing Torrents just to push them further. Fatal Links onto the Baxia, but doesn't catch anyone out. And here comes Carry. And both sides is gonna back off, not really wanting to commit to fight. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Keanu Reeves. This lane matchup definitely favoring the Masha a lot more. And Russia is just gonna come to push, send the Jawhead back for a bit. Triss slightly behind in farm as compared to I would say almost identical in terms of farm to Valor, but obviously she's gonna need a lot more items for her to be way more effective than Valor. Even without items, Valor can still have a stun. She does have a slow, she can put out decent damage, but Sicilian just needs so much item to be effective. Next lane, unable to defend the tier 1 bot lane, and they're just desperately trying to push Victress back. Meanwhile, top side, they got Gaslight surrounded, pushing her against the wall. And here we go, Tamus starting on modern size. Meanwhile, bottom lane, they already managed to get the solo kill, but that doesn't matter because now Nexplay, can they recover from that loss? They sacrificed the Baxia there. And they're certainly looking to get this tier 1. They should be able to do so. Madame taking too many shots there. Down to half HP. Triss comes in with the Batvis. Or with the Batrike, and no kills, but Nexplay, they will take what they can get. But they have to rotate quickly because Bren Esports are already making light work of this tier 2. It looks like they want to steal this blue buff as well. Not sure if that is an intended jump, but now onto the backline. They managed to get the Atlas. And without the frontliner, will they go for more? Oh, the burst fireball doesn't even stop them. They just go right through it. And they're going to get a kill onto the Valor as well as the Baxia. Not even the shield Unity get him out of trouble in that instance. Madam will go in with the Molten Scythes. Has Conrad Inferno, tries to stick on the Keanu Reeves, uses Unstoppable Force, and here comes Reinforcements. Goddess, look at the Shred coming in. Colleen dropping really low, but now she's finally managed to get out of range of that carry. And Goddess is going to respect that damage, going to back off. And that lead that Nexplay kind of had is now retreated to almost nothing. Dancing Cascade will pick up once again, and Bren Esports have sort of taken this game over. They have the 2 kill goal lead, and on top of it, they also have the better map control. Nexplay unable to hold on to the lead that they had in the first good 8 minutes of this game. A couple of good team fights have, a couple of good team fights for Bren Esports have kind of sent Nexplay down in terms of net worth. They can't really do much against this lineup. They need this carry to farm in terms of items. She's got the Endless Banner as well as the golden stuff, but obviously she needs more. Rocher dropping really low. Colin trying to abuse that range that she has. Try to zone out members of Nexplay from defending this tier 2. But I don't think they can do much. Sooner or later that tier 2 will go down, and them obviously trying to hold on to whatever hope they have. Baxia dropping in all by himself. Fatal Links just to put him even further behind those enemy lines. And they can't do much. Lord's gonna come out in 9 seconds. Joyhead already making his way, or rather her way. I'm sure they will start taking the Lord. Ready with the NOD to try to reduce the healing regen coming off the Asmarter. That's pretty decent item pickup, but it doesn't really matter if they don't have the damage to bring down the Atlas fast enough before the team fight can occur. It's gonna go uncontested. They will secure the Lord. Meanwhile, top lane Gasai forced to use the flicker there. Goddess doing a good job at sticking on top of her, but they're gonna have to back off this one. Looks like Nexplay are now gonna have to turn up in the defense, while Bren Esports Victress obviously feeling pretty good at this point. You know, up ahead by almost 7k. In fact, 7k is the right number, and they're also feeling a little bit comfortable to take a fight as and when they want. You know, they have the threat of the Unstoppable Force Injector coming out from the Chawhead. You know, they can kind of isolate someone, and then with the Fatal Links coming out for Muted, they can, you know, further isolate the target. And now jumping in, Fatal Links tries to go in. Purify immediately popping on the Valor as well as the carry. But despite that, they still get 2 kills onto the Marsha as well as the carry. Purify not gonna save them from the damage output that Bren Esports have. They jump in even further. Fatal Link still on cooldown, so no jump there by Colin. Trying to isolate them with that maximum charge up. She doesn't even need to use the ultimate. Rocher dropping really low. Maximum charge not being able to land onto the Baxia. Just gonna use the Shuri to get out. I think this is pretty much gonna be GG. Camera a bit wonky there, but it is still a pretty comfortable game, I would say, coming up from the side of Bren, or rather Bren Esports Victress, who I would say look a lot more comfortable to this late game. They don't really have too much to worry about. You know, you look at Nexplay, they did have a really good 8-minute, like the first 8 minutes were in Nexplay's favor, and you could see they're really comfortable with trying to rotate around the map. But ever since, you know, at the moment Kimi got her glowing wand, I think that's where the fight started to turn, and you know, Bren Esports kind of step up the pressure there. But I gotta say, on Nexplay's part, they didn't really do much to stop Victress. I guess like swapping the lanes did help the Tamus a little bit more, especially against the Asmarter. It's gonna help a little bit better, and you know, I think the little bit of a swap did do Nexplay a favor by holding off Victress for a bit, but at the end of the day, Bren Esports, they still walk away with game 1. That being said, we'll go for a short break, but when we are back, we will jump into game 2. And remember, this is gonna be a best of 3, so we'll see how game 2 goes. Hopefully Nexplay can bounce back from that. Like I said, you know, they both of them pretty much have secured the 1000 diamonds for 3rd and 4th place. So we will, it's really for breaking rights, that's about it. So we'll go for a short break, but when we are back, game 2 between Bren Esports Victress and Nexplay Predator Tempest. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the FSL Mobile Legends Bang Bang Tournament, and we are about to head into Game 2 between Bren, Esports, Victress, and NPT. Bren, Esports, Victress did manage to pick up Game 1, and you know, for bragging rights, they are trashing it out in this best of 3 series. And like I said, they both managed to secure 1,000 diamonds, so that is a sweet payday. But all eyes is going to be obviously on the match that's going to happen right after this. It's going to be the grand finals, a best of 5. Excited to see who's going to walk out of that, the grand champions. But for now, it is Game 2 between Nexplay putting the Tempest and Bren Esports Victress. NPT gonna ban the Chow out first, while Bren Esports will settle for banning out the Popo and Koopa.
Your team is banning.
And we're gonna see the Bruno getting banned now. I think NPT are very focused on banning out the Bruno. I think in most of the games they have been either taking the Bruno for themselves or banning it out. So I'm pretty surprised to see that they are focusing on this ban. Meanwhile, Bren Esports, they take away the high loss, and I think they still want to go for this Atlas pick that they have. Provided they can ban out the Valor, although you know NPT, they have a little bit of cracks in the armor. I felt like they were not playing up to scratch in the previous game, where they kind of just rolled over after having the lead. They lost one team fight, and you know, they kind of just allowed Bren Esports Victress back into the game. They should have played a lot more aggressively because of the fact that they had the Valor. Either if you're not gonna play aggressively, you gotta hold the line long enough for at least the carry to try to go into the late game. But hey, that's game 1, and NPT gonna still focus on taking up the Tamus, similar to what they had in the previous game 1. And Aspert is going to be thrown over to set up Bren Esports Victress. And I think they should follow this one up with the Jawhead. I think Jawhead did absolutely fantastic for them. But they do pick up the carry first, so it's pretty similar to how they drafted in game 1. They want to go for those core heroes that are very comfortable with. Primarily would be the Aspert. And they kind of work around with this, you know, rotating carry, you know. But in the previous game, it was actually NPT that had the carry, so I think Bren was just the fact that they didn't get the Tamus, it's fine. You know, they'll go for those 2, and then they can actually go into what I believe should be the Atlas as well as the Jawhead, if the previous game was an indication of how they're gonna draft for game 2. NPT, they pick up the Natalia, and obviously, you know, Natalia is super annoying to play with. I hate playing against Natalia, and I can understand why they chose to ban it out in the previous game, but for now they do actually pick it up, and we're gonna see how they really utilize Natalia, and you know, how they're gonna reposition the smoke bomb, how they're gonna use the hunt to try to get the kills off onto the carry, which I believe should be the primary target of NPT this game wise. We're gonna see Uranus pick up for Bren Esports. I guess banning out, like, it really depends on how comfortable they are with this Uranus offlane. I think if they are comfortable with, I'm sure that they are comfortable with it, but how comfortable they are by leaving the Uranus alone, especially up against like someone like a Valor. If they pick up, I'll totally understand if NPT pick up Valor and put in the side lanes against Uranus. That would be so sick. Because I play Valor quite a bit, and I think Valor is super good against Uranus. And basically, he's good against heroes regen, and you know, heroes that kind of need to stick on their opponents. For instance, like a Valor, not Valor, a Uranus or Tamus, you know, heroes like Jawhead, heroes that need to close the gap to be effective in their 1v1 duels. I think Valor is just super good against that. They ban out the Raphaelia, and at this point, I don't know what's happening anymore. I don't know. I feel like they're just having a little bit of fun with the draft. They're just gonna pick heroes that they want to play. And Bren Esports Victress, they pick up the Kaja. I think NPT can go for Kimi's banned out, so they can't really go for that. But they can still go for Claude. Claude is pretty good here. I think Claude, Roger's fine. You know, you do get quite a bit of crit. With his ultimate, you get the one-shot potential that is super effective against the carry as well. So I guess Roger will work. Jawhead's a good choice. They do look at the Jawhead. And the Xbox is still open. They can actually go for the Xbox, but you know, with the Asmurder, I guess they'll pick up a tank. So Atlas will make more sense, absolutely. So similar to what they had in game 1, but except this time around they do have the Kaja as well as the Atlas. So Asmurder is definitely going to be off lane. I think Bren Esports should be able to get this one. Depending on how well MPT can get the farm onto the Roger. If the Roger doesn't get farmed up enough, he doesn't get his endless better quick enough to take part in fights, then we might see a bit of an issue, because at the end of the day, Roger is a hero that requires a ton of farm to be effective. You want to get like Berserker's Fury, you want to get like a lot of crit damage onto the Roger, and that is kind of the winning factor for MPT. But you know, if they don't get the Roger farmed up, then Bren Esports Victress, I think it's gonna have a pretty easy time. At the end of the day, if you look at the draft for MPT, they don't really have they don't have anything at all to really go against the Asmurder. She's just gonna jump into Falling Star Moon, and she's gonna have a pretty easy game for her lane. Yeah, if she doesn't get ganked early game, that is.
All troops deployed.
Milton gonna be amid while the rest of the teams on the top side immediately Goddess gets the first blood on the Gasai, and they recognize your threat with Asparta. Like I said, if they do not gank her enough, she will become a problem. And hey, what do you know? They do go for the first blood. Get the first kill down, and that is a pretty decent gank. Obviously, Nutella is just so strong at this point. Super annoying to play with, like I said, with the smoke bombs, as well as, you know, having the ability to just burst someone down. And that was at level 1. It's a level 1 gank, and I'm pretty surprised to see that they took her down so quickly. I'm sure she added Claw Dash there. I didn't see that fight that really happened, but I'm guessing like Claw Dash would have added first, because it does make a lot more sense to add like a skill that can do damage at level 1 than, you know, smoke bomb, which doesn't really affect them. That being said, she did hit the level 2 the moment she killed someone, so she did manage to pick up the smoke bomb. And I think this is where Bren Esports, they're looking for a pause. Nah, it's actually MPT that goes for pause. So Nexplay requesting for the timeout. And if you're watching this right now, good evening, and do remember to comment in this section below, or your right, depending on where you're watching this, on Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook. Remember to comment in the comment section who you think is gonna pick up the who's gonna be third place, first question, and then obviously who you think is gonna be the grand champions of this tournament. And I gotta say that I feel like Archangels has that little sort of unstoppable force within them. It looks so hard to take them down. You know, you watch just this game, and they were going up against Bren Esports Victress, and they made light work of Bren Esports. And I gotta say, it was a one-sided series. 2-0, both games ending like, I think one game was before 10 minutes, and the other game was before the 40th minute mark, if my memory serves me well. But yeah, that's what I kind of remembered. So waiting for Nexplay to reconnect. I think one of the players might have a little bit of an internet issue. That's fine. But yeah, I think it's important for Victress to try to stay ahead. But for now, or rather not stay ahead, but you know, try to come back from that first blood. And obviously it's gonna be hard to do so because there is a Natalia on MPT side. It looks like we can get the game going again. MPT breaking the smooth screen, immediately going for the claw dash. Not be able to get Gasai for the second time. Once beaten, twice shy, they say. Nexplay trying to hold on to this lead that they have. Apply a bit of pressure down the bot, fan off the wave. Meanwhile, Natella's gonna start cutting off this Crips. It looks like we're gonna get a kill onto the bottom lane, but look at the top side. Cannon Rips trying to hold off Nexplay. Motor Size not really landing his mark. Triss once again giving away another kill. Just playing the patient game, you know, like I said, trying to get the Roger farmed up. Bren Esports now facing a little bit hit on the top side. One more hit should do the trick. Keanu Ribs a little bit lucky to stay alive. Atlas, as well as Kaja's gonna come in.
Turtle resurrecting soon.
Bren Esports Victress gonna be trying to get this turtle. Didn't get stolen. That's a good Fatal Wings as well to catch out 2 members, or rather 3 members. But look at that Tamus with the Codorant Inferno staying alive. Muted, forced to use the flicker there. Despite with the lockdown, they're having a little bit of trouble getting this Tamus off. They finally get it. They also get the kill to Natalia. Now Esparta's gonna be in the middle of it all. Muted gonna use the Divine Judgment. That's gonna be an easy kill for them. And immediately, just like that, snap, and they get 4 kills. On top of it, they also get the turtle, and they will also walk away with the first tier turret in the bot lane, or rather in the mid lane. Chris a little bit lucky to walk away with them, trying to take down the Kaja, but similar to what we saw in the last team fight, they didn't really manage to get anyone. Well, she will go back to top lane to defend against the Uranus. A lot of endless battles probably gonna come up on the side of. Not a lot of endless battle, but only 2. It's gonna or maybe 3. It's gonna come on inside of Bren Esports, right? You look at it, you know, they have the Joy, they can kind of go on it. There's also the Roger and Tamus, and you know, it's just a very good item with not exactly the most expensive, very good stats, cheap stats as some people would say. Fatal Link's being used right there, tries to jump out of it, but instantly gets pulled back by the Divine Judgment. They will get a kill in the bot lane. They will also walk away with tier 1. Don't think they can do much. Meanwhile, top side, Uranus defending in the 1v3 push. In fact, he's kind of winning to a certain extent. Retribution effective, but not good enough to bring Madame Rivi down. And they're gonna have to look out for that Retribution. It's gonna cost them a bit of HP. Madame is almost learning that the hard way. Meanwhile, Bren Esports Victress. They spot out the Baxia, and Baxia is going to chase them away with the shield entity. While Bren Esports are already starting up the second turret of the game, or rather turtle of the game. They secure the turtle, and now they can even get 1 more kill. I would have thought that Muted would have used Divine Judgment there. That would have been a guaranteed kill on the Baxia, but I think she's trying to save it for bigger occasions. Like maybe on a sneaky Nutella who's attempting to farm. Goddess forced to chase all the way back into the base. While Canarip's gonna secure this tier 1 and the top. Didn't really even need carry there, to be honest, but at least with carry now they can push in. Probably will get this without much interference. the rest of Nexplay are playing it a little bit safe. I mean, I said praying, but they might as well be, right? Because at this point, I don't think that if a 5-on-5 breakouts, there is very little scenarios which I think they will win. And at the end, getting jumped by Gasai, who used the ultimate there, didn't really manage to pick up the jaw hit. Good to see Atlas immediately moving into jungle, and I think Triss is trying to play very aggressive here, trying to get as many kills as they can, and ramp up this farm that the Colleen has at this point. Probably will be into the golden stuff. They will get the tier 2 in the middle, and Lord is still needs a couple of minutes to come up, but you know, we do see Nexplay just playing so aggressively. They will get another kill on the bottom lane as well on the Joy. We kind of missed that one out, but it's fine. More importantly, Bren Esports now have cut off Nexplay away from the rest of the map. They will also walk away with a very early tier 3 at only 8 minutes. Middle of the lane, Nexplay managed to clear up the bottom wave as well. Golden Staff built by Colleen, and now she can look to, you know, or rather she has exponentially increased that attack speed of hers, and that's going to be quite a bit of an issue with Nexplay. They don't really have someone that's tanky enough to stand in front line other than the Baxia, but he's going to get shredded because the stacks cover the carry. In fact, she's really taken Lord with a little bit of a health to Kaja. Jawhead clearing down the ball, leaving well top side. Fatal links onto the Tamus. They managed to get a solo kill onto the Jawhead, and that might be even more. They'll get the kill onto the box as well. Tamus finally taken down, but look at that, Colleen now pops off, and she will do decent damage against Rainy, who was forced to go back into the base, but that's gonna allow Bren Esports to pick up 2 tier 3 turrets. And not only that, the waves coming in from the bottom, the base is quite wide open. Mutant with a Divine Judgment, they immediately burst down Roger, and they will also take Natalia before they end the game. It's gonna be a team wipe here, and it's gonna be the 3rd place secured for the side of Bren Esports Victress. And what can I say? 2 quick games, really quick series, and I gotta say, it really does feel like these 2 teams are just having a little bit of fun with the draft, and you know, they didn't really put too much. I would say Nexplay just didn't really feel like putting up too much resistance. Can't really blame them, and you know, they did do their best in the other games in the tournament. So maybe it's just it's something to have a little bit of fun in the draft, see if it kind of works. But you know, I felt that the Natalia draft was okay at the start. It did allow them to get first blood, and you know, that being I thought that would be a good motivation for them to try to get a kill. But you know, Bren Esports Victor was just a little bit too strong for that, and in the sense, especially with the Asmodee draft and the carry just working out so well. In fact, they got like a lot of meta heroes. They did manage to get majority of the meta heroes in their draft. You know, they got the Uranus in the side lanes, they got the Kaja as a support, they even managed to get like the Atlas and carry. And you know, they did manage to pull off a lot of wombo combos. In fact, if you look at the previous game where they had the Joy and the Atlas, they were just zoning people out with the Ejector and the Fatal Links. Coming to this game, slightly different, but still, you know, the Divine Judgment kind of fills in the role for the Ejector, and that was pretty much like a like-for-like swap in the draft, and you know, just really smart drafting coming up from Bren Esports, you know, just to fill up the gap that the Jawhead left in the second draft. But that being said, you know, once again, congratulations to Bren Esports Victress. They are your 3rd placed team in this tournament. But coming up next is gonna be the highlight of this 3 days, and we are finally at the very last matchup. I'm gonna bring up the brackets very quickly, and this is how the brackets look at this point of time. You know, Bren Esports Victress getting the 3rd place. Nexplay, Tempest is gonna be 4th. Both of them will walk with 1,000 diamonds, but all eyes now and the game that's above them, the grand finals. It's going to be a best of 5 series between Archangel FE as well as Finesse Empress. And these two teams are crushing it out to not only be the champion of this tournament, but also walk away with 4,000 diamonds. Yup, first place will walk away 4,000, second place 2,000. So that's half the price. I'm sure that neither of these will settle for anything but first. So we'll go for a short break. But when we are back, we'll bring you that grand finals, that hyped up grand finals. Really excited for that. We'll go for a short break. When we are back, that best of 5 series that we all are waiting for. I'll see you right after this.